Hey everyone, welcome to Wealth Redefined. I'm your host, Michael Reynolds, certified financial planner and owner of Elevation Financial. I'm on the web at elevationfinancial.com. Pretty easy to find me. All right, today we're going to talk about one of potentially the most boring topics in the world, which is umbrella insurance. How's that for selling it? It's important though, so we're going to talk about it briefly today. Understanding umbrella coverage insurance. What does it mean and why do you need it? So, what is umbrella insurance? Accidents happen. Lawsuits can quickly escalate. They could potentially leave you with financial liabilities and even jeopardizing your wealth and your assets. So, what is umbrella insurance and where does it fit in when helping mitigate this kind of stuff? So, umbrella insurance is an extra layer of liability coverage that provides you with increased financial protection if you're ever sued. It's designed to supplement your existing auto, homeowners, and other liability policies by providing extra coverage that kicks in when your primary policy limits have been exhausted. It acts as kind of a safety net. It protects you from the financial consequences of lawsuits. So it offers broader coverage and higher limits, which ensures that you have the necessary resources to handle the expenses that come with these legal claims. And this type of insurance typically covers a wide range of liabilities like property damage, bodily injury, libel, slander, even certain lawsuits related to rental properties. So, why is this important? Accidents happen. Lawsuits can escalate. They can leave you with, significant financial liability. So, umbrella insurance helps protect you in those situations by giving you those higher limits that can cover the legal fees, the medical expenses, and damages awarded in a lawsuit. So here's a scenario, for example. Consider a scenario where you're involved in a car accident, results in severe injuries to the other party. Your auto insurance policy might have a liability limit of, let's say, $250,000, hypothetically. But the medical expenses and legal fees associated with the accident might far exceed that amount. So without umbrella insurance coverage, you would be personally responsible for paying the remaining costs out of pocket, which could be financially devastating. And so in this increasingly litigious society, it's important to have umbrella insurance, which can be a smart way to safeguard your wealth and give you peace of mind to make sure you're prepared for those types of unexpected issues. So what are some misconceptions around umbrella insurance? There's several misconceptions, and a lot of times this prevents people from considering it as additional coverage. And so one misconception is that umbrella insurance is only for wealthy people. So it is true that individuals with substantial assets can benefit more, but it's not exclusive to wealthy people. Anyone can face a lawsuit regardless of financial status. And so that's going to be important. It's also important even if you're not necessarily wealthy, but you're considered a target. Physicians, for example, maybe you're a physician early in your career. Maybe you haven't built a lot of wealth yet because you're just starting your career. But as soon as the other party finds out you're a doctor, they might think, oh, well, this person is obviously rich. They're doctors, so I'm going to go after them. So, a lot of times it's by perception, not on actual wealth. Another misconception is that umbrella insurance is expensive. It's going to vary based on different factors, but typically umbrella insurance is a lot more affordable than people think. It's actually very inexpensive compared to the amount of coverage you can typically get. So keep that in mind. So how does it work? How does umbrella insurance coverage work? So when you buy it, it acts as an additional layer of protection on top of your existing liability policy. So, in the event of a claim, your primary insurance policy will be the first to pay up to its limits. And then once those limits are exhausted, your umbrella insurance kicks in and provides additional coverage up to the limits specified in your policy. So for example, if you have an auto insurance policy with a liability limit of $500,000 and an umbrella insurance coverage policy with a limit of $1 million, and you're involved in an accident resulting in $750,000 in damages, your auto insurance policy will cover the first $500,000, and your umbrella insurance covers the remaining $250,000. So again, it provides that extra layer of protection for yourself and family members as well. So, and it extends coverage to situations that might not be covered by your primary policies, again, like slander or libel claims sometimes. So what are factors to consider when purchasing umbrella insurance? So first, asset protection. You want to evaluate the value of your assets overall, including home, vehicles, investments, even future earnings. And your policy should have a limit that adequately protects those assets. Also, risk exposure. You want to assess your risk exposure. Again, things like your profession, hobbies, lifestyle. So people with higher risk exposure might need higher coverage limits. Again, going back to the doctor example, let's say you're, a doctor or a profession that is perceived to be a very high paying profession. That kind of makes you a higher target. So you got to consider that as well. Also, your policy limits. Understand the limits of your existing insurance policies. Your umbrella coverage should give you coverage above and beyond those limits. Look your deductible. Determine the deductible amount for your umbrella coverage insurance policy. This is the amount you'll be responsible for paying before your coverage kicks in. And then look for exclusions. Review the coverage exclusions for your policy and make sure there's not significant gaps that might leave you vulnerable depending on your situation. So again, going back to the benefits to kind of recap those, it gives you increased liability benefits, significantly higher benefits than standard policies, protects your assets, gives you legal defense coverage, includes cover. Sometimes it includes coverage for legal defense costs depending on your policy. So look at that as well. And just the peace of mind, knowing that you have that risk management tool in place. So is umbrella insurance necessary for everyone? It does have a lot of benefits, but it may not be necessary for everyone. You want to look at your assets, lifestyle, risk exposure, and that's going to help you determine if it makes sense for you. If you have substantial assets built up, high income, or engage in activities that increase your risk exposure, umbrella insurance can make a lot of sense for you. Gives you that extra layer of protection. On the other hand, if you have minimal assets, low risk exposure, it might not be a priority. So kind of weigh that and take a look. So again, when determining how much you need, evaluate the value of your assets, evaluate potential liabilities you might face, and also consult with a professional. Consult with someone who can help you kind of go through this: financial advisor, insurance professional, etc. So let's go through some frequently asked questions. Question: can I purchase umbrella insurance coverage without any other insurance policies? No, umbrella insurance coverage is designed to supplement your existing liability policies. So it provides an extra layer of coverage once the limits of those policies have been exhausted. Next question: how much does umbrella insurance coverage cost? It's going to vary, so I can't answer that exactly, but the cost varies depending on several factors like location, assets, coverage limits, but generally it is a lot more affordable than people think. So keep that in mind. Question: does umbrella insurance coverage cover personal injuries? Yes, umbrella insurance can provide coverage for personal injuries and extends to various other liabilities as well. Question: are there any exclusions to umbrella coverage insurance? Yes, umbrella insurance can have certain exclusions like intentional acts or business related liability. So you want to be sure you review your policy and understand those exclusions. So is umbrella insurance right for you? Could be. It's a usually pretty inexpensive tool that really supplements your insurance coverage overall. And that extra layer of liability coverage can be really good for risk management and just overall peace of mind to protect your wealth, your assets, and your financial life against the unexpected stuff that can happen. So if it makes sense for you, consider getting umbrella insurance in place, and it could be a great way to supplement your risk management overall. So, all right. So if you have any questions about that or anything else, as always, you can find me on the web at elevationfinancial.com. There's links to my social properties there. You can follow me pretty much anywhere. And you can reach out via my website or schedule a consultation if you have any questions about maybe even working with me. So with that, again, you can find me at elevationfinancial.com. Thanks for joining me today. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.